is such a serious thing. These problems matter.
So we got a new Star Trek television show, Starfleet Academy. Wish I could say I was hopeful, but I'm not. Will this be an exciting new space adventure? Or is it an examination of the trials and tests one needs to pass to put on a Starfleet uniform? Seems more like Glee meets Little Orphan Annie meets Dyson's Creek, with a Category 5 Karen. Now, off the bat, I gotta say I'm a big Holly Hunter fan, although maybe big is overselling it, but she is usually great in everything I've seen her in.
Turn to the right!
I was first aware of her in Raising Arizona, one of the best comedies ever made.
Give me that baby, you warthog from hell!
But from Raising Arizona and Oh Brother to Copycat and Crash, the good one, she is really good in everything I've seen her in. Her supporting performance in Under the Lake was fantastic. Here, she looks like she's been given zero direction and is trying to infuse the character with some inner motivation, because it don't seem like she's getting it from anywhere else. Now, it's hard to say for sure because this is just a teaser and a trailer, the two that I'm looking at, but these are my first impressions and would be concerns if I thought there was an actual chance in hell this could be any good. Basically, these are to showcase our big-name star, Holly Hunter. And as much as I like her, she's not really that big a star anymore, in it as much she was one. But it's the show's star who, let's face it, is probably not even the lead. She's probably going to be in 3 episodes before she's killed off, you heard it here first, by the other big star, Paul the Wino Giamatti. Is Wino too cruel? Would Wine Man be better? Wino sounds more fun because it rhymes with Rhino, a role he's played before, and it's in sharp contrast to the wine aficionado he played in Sideways, another great indie film. Let's spend our time watching Raising Arizona and Sideways instead of this clunky, and what I take from the trailer will be a poorly written and directed TV show besmirching the other shows that came before it.
This is gonna be fun.
And much before it, because I haven't seen anything good from Trek since Abrams and Kurtzman got their grubby hands on it. So if this were Gilligan's Island, I'd say we have our Skipper and Gilligan, and at this point, we can all chime along.
And the rest.
Cause I don't recognize anyone else. Not a great sign when your wiki cast list is unclickable, other than the one big name lead. I do see Tig Notaro from Discovery and Robert Picardo from Voyager, but these look like they might be guest appearances also. I would bet that we're spending most of the time with our team of hot and not so hot young aspiring actors. And I don't mind there being some not so hot characters. I'm sure many young fools will think that's an insult, but most of my favorite actors were the character actors. Tracy Walter, Susan Terrell, James Wong, Warren Oates, Dale Dickey, that guy, and that guy. Ooh, and what's her name? The ones who look like real people, or at least real people with real problems. But that's just me. I always tend to gravitate to the ones that are interesting, and that usually is reflected in a certain world weariness. They've seen some shit.
Find one in every car. You'll see.
They've been around the block. They have life experience. None of these characters look like they've got 1 ounce of life experience. And that may be fine. They are, after all, young, inexperienced enrollees at the academy. Are we going to get a...
So much for the little trading crews.
Or...
He stayed at his post when the trainees ran.
Or what I loved about Starship Troopers, 90210 gets thrown to the meat grinder.
Who's laughing now?
Is this show going to do that? Cause I'm all in if it is. But I doubt it. It seems more like we're going to get a crew of musical theater graduates who want to talk about their feelings. The one bright spot might be the Wino, because he strides in at the end, strapped with a gat, whistling with his very undiverse crew, so I'm assuming they're the bad guys. And I love Paul Giamatti, he is a very good actor, but it seems like he's probably going to be directed to play a cartoonishly over-the-top villain. And he's been no stranger to collecting a check in that category. It's good work if you can get it. But here's one glaring concern that I've noticed. Holly Hunter's character mentions the traits that formed their greatest officers. And I'm thinking Kirk, Picard, Sisko, Janeway. Then the kids cadets chant and then my mind shifted to Starship Troopers again, which I loved, but had the much different message and tone from a sci-fi series set in a positive future based upon principles of exploration,
Let's see what's out there.
teamwork, and upholding a set of values. A moral code to do what's right, questioning orders, not blindly following them. Starship Troopers critiqued a cold, hard future based on uniformity, might makes right, and not challenging orders when they're given.
You don't do your job, I'll shoot you.
That world was more like a dystopian federation. That was a clearly divided society where you were not born with rights, but had to earn them. It was a militaristic far-right world where the constant threat of war or being sent to war kept people in line, kept you quiet. That's what this scene says to me. This doesn't reflect Star Trek at all, more like the world of 1984 in the constant threat of Eurasia, and leads me to believe this is another Kurtzman offering devoid of actual Star Trek themes and substance. Kurtzman has said the character played by Giamatti, quote, represents a tide that has swept across the world in a very profound and upsetting way, reflecting a real-world rise in people who use hate to sow division and oppose empathy, unquote. That sounds like the people who write Kurtzman's checks, the wealthy elite. They're the ones in control of the media. They're the ones with something to gain by dividing everyone.
You're right, this is bad.
This is a bit concerning, as doing some research for this video I came across the Kurtzman quote where he mentions empathy, and Holly Hunter uses the same word when talking about her character. And I just made a video reviewing the film Friendship with Paul Rudd. And I watched an interview with the cast where he said people should build their friendships on
shared empathy and humor,
quote unquote. I guess it's the new buzzword. It's getting tired listening to these people. They constantly drone on about how they care about the marginalized and the underserved and the underrepresented. And yet all they seem to support are political parties and an establishment that just voted down Medicare for All in California. Do you know how many marginalized people would have benefited from that? From Medicare for All? Millions. Where's the empathy there? Seems like they should be lecturing their elected officials on empathy and not the audience. Ooh, but I get it. If your stock portfolio is leveraged in health insurance and big pharmaceutical company shares, then enacting Medicare for All won't maximize shareholder value. I get it. People don't need to be told who to watch out for. The culture is craving compelling stories that make us think, not tell us what to think. My take from the trailer is that our fresh young acting seminar cadets are here, new at the academy. Looks like they're training on a ship, which doesn't make much sense. Why would you bring a ship down to the planet? Wouldn't you just have simulators for them to train on? The whole point of building a big ship in space and not on Earth is so then it doesn't have to use all the energy and stress on its hull to break free of Earth's gravity and to use all that energy to get out through the atmosphere, right? Isn't it be easier if it's in the vacuum of space? Anyway, Wino's terrorists are going to take over the ship and it's a drawn-out fight for survival. Drop the fresh beats. A lot of member berries here, more than I thought they would have done, the James Kirk Pavilion. Some people are going to like that. I don't care for it. It's putting too much of a spotlight on the better-produced past. I loved these characters and shows because they performed above and beyond in their roles, but at the end of the day, they had a job to do and did it as part of a team, in an institution of research and exploration. There was no, the one. The show was about the team. The show was about if you weren't there, either incapacitated or on an away mission, the next person had to step up and fill the role. There was no, the one. You're the only one.
No, there is another.
That's fine for Star Wars. I don't care for Space Jesus and Star Trek because it's never been about that. It was about smart sci-fi writing, using the trappings of the genre as an arena to explore human nature and maybe, just maybe, learn a little something about ourselves. And Kurtzman Trek has been devoid of that, and this looks no different. Whistle us away, Wino. Thanks for clicking in.
Excuse me, thought you might like some coffee. Oh, that's very nice of you, thank you. Cream? No, thank you. I take it black, like my man.
I'll take a cup of coffee too. Hold the man. You can buy me a cup of coffee at buymeacupofcoffee.com. Link in the description.